One advice from Dr. Peterson that completely changed my life as a young man is, as a young man, take as much responsibilities as possible. You see, that very little advice was so small, but yet changed my life. There was a day when my father sent me on an errand, and I went for the errand. I came back. He sent me on the same location for a different errand, and I was like very angry, very pissed. I looked at my mom, saying that I don't like what this man is doing to me. And she says, well, you are in his roof, you're in his house. At that moment, a light bulb went in my head and says, well, it's true. I'm in his house. So what? I'm enjoying free bills. I'm enjoying zero bills, free food. But guess what? That comes at the cost of what? My freedom, my responsibility. At the same time, I was angry. I was listening to Jordan Peterson at that moment. And a phrase came that spoke about adopting as much responsibility as a man. So from my experience, I got to realize that leaving my parents' house completely changed a lot. Now, it was not an easy task, right? It took me like what, 6 months to a year to actually leave, because I was always battling with this decision. Should I really do it? I mean, I have acquired skills. Should I spend all of that money on my rent? But one thing I'll tell you is my first rent, because over here we pay for the entire year, my first 1 year lease took out everything from my bank account. I was basically sleeping on the floor. Now, to me, it felt like a very stupid choice, but it's not about the financial decision. It's about the responsibility that came with it. And ever since, one mindset as I've adopted is, there is no situation I can't overcome. In that process, I have built some level of inner security, not just because of money, but because I have faced more challenges along the line. I have conquered every single challenge. It made me feel much more confident. I felt free. I was broke for a while, but guess what? I knew because I had skills, and I was basically delivering clients' work to the best of my abilities, and clients were enjoying my services. I kept on getting referred. I remember moving here initially, right? I think in the first 2 months, I would go back to the family house just to use the internet and the power. And they would laugh at me, but still, thank God I committed to 1 year. Looking back at this, financially, it may have been a stupid decision, but that leap of faith as a young man to make the choice regardless was what got me to where I am today, and I'm super grateful. You see, this whole idea of becoming capable as a man is something that's heavily underrated. I tell people that, I tell my young guys that, guy, the moment you begin to take up responsibility for yourself, what happens is you do things that are difficult. And that difficult task is what turns boys into men. It's where growth actually begins to happen. I know we live in a world where there's so much pleasure, so much comfort, and even at the time, because in Africa, we have this idea that you stay in your parents' house until you're ready to get married. So most people never have that idea. But guess what? Like I said, it comes at a cost. At the cost of my freedom. At the cost of my respect. And when I left my father's house, the respect went through the roof. When he calls me, the tone is different. Now, I don't say this to make it seem like I forced a respect. No. But like I said, everything shifted for me as a man because I began to adopt that idea of maximum responsibility. And it's a mindset shift that when you have, right, can basically fix every single insecurity you have in your entire life. And think about it. As a young man, you should have this idea that the burden of performance, even though you have a partner that is assisting you with the bills, the burden of performance is still going to be on you as a man. You cannot dodge it. So guess what? It's best for you to prepare for that. Think about it. You're preparing for the worst case scenario, which is what? You are fitting all the bills. And trust me, as a guy, if you fit all the bills, there's a level of respect women give to you. This new idea of 50-50 is complete BS. If you go out on a babe, spend 100%. Now, I'm not saying you should go out for expensive dates out of your pockets. No, don't do that. That's completely stupid. I get the idea of leaving your comfort zone, but trying to spend to impress a woman is never worth it. And speaking of impressing women, that's something else that I gained from just becoming much more secure. When I became capable in my ability to talk to women without money, bringing a woman to your house when you don't have a mattress can fuck with your mind. But if you say what, fuck it, it will happen. Because the first girl that came to my apartment, right, when I didn't have a mattress, she laughed at me, but I didn't believe she would come. Right? Trust me. She's like, I got my new place. I don't have a mattress. And she came around. She kind of like, she smiled, she laughed. She took pictures of it. But guess what? It wasn't bad. We went out. She basically sponsored, like I said, like what the meal for that day. But looking back at it and looking back at that choice alone of adopting responsibility for my life made me as capable as I was. And now I feel I'm confident enough to take care of somebody extra. I don't feel like the person is a burden, basically. So, a message for guys here is that simple. The more responsibility you adopt for yourself, the more capable you are, obviously, the more confident you become in yourself. And that confidence in yourself is what people refer to as security. Now, most guys, they will mask their insecurities with what? Money, with looks. I'll tell you that there's nothing as powerful as solving your insecurities by what? Becoming a man who is so secure in himself. By what? Being capable. And you become capable by doing things that are difficult. Because most men don't want to do things that are difficult. Most men want to have that mindset of an easy life. But think about it. There is no man who is very much admired who had an easy life. To take the idea out of your head and have as much responsibilities as possible. So that's it. My name is Tonore. Because of how much Jordan Peterson has helped my life and looking at how much backlash he's getting now because of how he has you see, I'll discuss that later, but he's receiving a lot of backlash right now because of his political ideas has sort of shifted. So I figured that the algorithms never push advice from him anymore. So I basically going back, basically thinking of the advice that changed my life, the stories behind that advice, because I remember before Jordan Peterson, I was fucked up, right? I was very, very secure, could not speak very well, could not think clearly. But after him, trust me, my ideas became better. I became a way better man, obviously. This is my space, this is my office space, my studio elsewhere. So thank you very much. If you believe you're a young man who's lost in life, let's talk in the comment section, right? What are things that you feel like you would like to know? Let's come together as a community because I'm out here creating content to help young men. So let's see what you're currently going through. Let's talk in the comment section. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. And bye for now.